Hey everybody, I wanted to record a second video today, and the reason being is just something that I wanted to share with everyone who is in the business of making money online, as I have for about 16 years now. So everybody has their own style, and there's many ways to win the game and to be successful. But I found this method very unusual, and it apparently works. Well, at least for this person, but it's not something I would recommend, just based on my experience. So I wouldn't call her a guru, so to speak. I would call her a successful online business person who has done very well. And I subscribed to her list probably, I don't know, a year ago, year and a half maybe. And periodically I've asked questions, and one of the things that I always prided myself on when I was running several different businesses or online ventures, or even just one, is communication back with customers or potential customers. I find it amazing when someone becomes so successful that they can't answer a simple email or a simple question, because I kind of believe that you don't know when that person is ever going to be a customer of yours. So I know that lots of the gurus are so busy that they have, they have chat services to answer questions, or support lines, or that are tied to other companies that will answer general support questions. And I'm not talking about a big conglomerate. I'm just talking about a guru who doesn't want to sit at the computer every day and answer emails. So one of the gurus that I originally started with, and I have no problem sharing his name or his system, and of course some people say, don't do that if you're trying to market something, which I am today, and going to tell you a little bit about what I'm doing currently. So his name was Stone Evans, and he runs the Plug and Profit site. And it's kind of one of the first businesses I got involved in, and that's kind of spawned various things off of that. But that's for kind of another day. But anyway, one of the things that I was so unique about Stone is I signed up to be an affiliate in his early days. I was still to this day affiliate 311. So I don't know how many thousands and thousands and thousands of affiliate he has now, but he's been fairly successful at running his Plug and Profit site, which is just basically you build a website and you sign up for 4 or 5 programs, and it'll build the website. So now, years later, and this is 15 years ago, there's other avenues to get your website on, WordPress, stuff like that, and he's kind of adjusted and made the changes along the way for him to be successful. So anyway, what I thought was interesting when we were discussing lead capture pages. Now, lead capture is obviously you get somebody to visit, your website or a landing page, and you want them to opt in to build your list. And that's building a list is certainly an important part of anybody's online business. You go to any major company online, they have a mailing list. So it's similar to that for those that are novices or newbies. So you build your list, and at one point I had a list probably 90,000 people, which is considered an extremely large list for a sole entrepreneur. Anyway, so I'm not one time have I ever deleted somebody or removed them from the mailing list. And the reason I share this story with you is back to this person, this lady who is successful online, does very well, and I asked a couple questions, thought about signing up under a program under her, and ultimately didn't. And then a couple months periodically I asked a question, well, how did you do this or this video, or just a technical question. And really, because you can get ideas about anything, not just online, but anything, just asking questions about communicating. So I asked another question, I don't know, a couple months later. Hey, Steph, hey, got a question about this program or whatever. So then I tried a free trial. Wasn't really thrilled with the program. I can kind of tell by now, that's a program that doesn't work, that might work, or will work. And there's a difference between all three, and I've tried all three. And even some of the worst ones I've been successful at, some of the worst ones I haven't. So identifying the right program. So anyway, so this person, answered my question politely, short but quick answer. And that always kind of doesn't sit well with me. When somebody emails me, and this is when I've had a website, I was extremely busy, several different programs going on. If somebody emailed me, I would, their name, comma, and answer their question. Got any more questions? Get back to me, blah, 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 blah. Because you just never know when your next customer is going to be. So there were customers that were on my list that didn't buy a thing for 10 years. And then all of a sudden they see a program, boom. That 12th program I might have been involved in, or 10 years down the road, then they become a customer of mine. Because at some point you have to earn people's respect before they become customers. They have to see that you know what you're doing. They don't necessarily always need to see, photos of your big time checks, but just so that you certainly look and sound the part of a successful entrepreneur. And the program obviously is a big part of that, not just who the sponsor is, so to speak. So a couple months went by after this last communication with her, and then I'm like, I recognized that I wasn't getting her emails. So I emailed her, and I said, hey, person's name, hey, I haven't gotten anything, you still in this program, how are you doing, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not quoting verbatim, but her response was, yeah, that's possible, you're not on my list anymore. People who didn't take action, I kind of cleaned up my list. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Now, I've tried to compare, I don't know what she's made over the years or what I've made, but she's certainly done very well. I have never, ever taken somebody off my list. And I encourage you to never, ever take somebody off the list. Now, this certainly is I don't know if you would call her a guru, but she certainly has done well. She has her methods that work. Seemed very nice at first, and even towards the end, seemed nice. And I couldn't think about why, unless you're cleaning up your list, because some of the autoresponders and stuff, once you get to a certain number, then they start charging you more, like over 5,000, then it's a different price, or over 10,000. But I don't know if that's it. I think it's just, I'm tired of talking to this person, and I'm going to remove this person from my list, because I don't think they have any intention of making a purchase. Now, let me get this straight. I have not emailed her 25 times over the past year asking about this program or signing up for the free trial and not doing anything. It was a few questions, maybe less than 10 over a year's period, and I even signed up for one trial, which I really wasn't thrilled with after I got into it. And I got removed from the list. So, the lesson learned here is that method worked for her. Never remove somebody from the list. I've had somebody who's been on my list for 10 years, never heard of the person, all of a sudden signed up. I asked, hey, great for you to sign up. And I did the research and found that they've been on my list for a decade. So, never ever, because you could be costing yourself money. Now, she's certainly involved in programs that are overall good programs, but I could have signed up for a program, and that's the program I'm going to be in. In fact, the program that I'm pushing is Conversion Pros, and the link is below in the video. And this is an all-in-one inclusive site for somebody who's starting a home business or looking to condense some of their tools, the autoresponders, getting leads, landing pages, etc. So I went with a person that I actually met on Facebook who just seemed genuine. Now, I'm going to bring them a lot of business because I'm going to build, my team, and I'm just getting started. It's like day one for me. But I just thought I would share that story, that you never know who's going to become one of your customers. Now, reverting back to the original person that I was talking about, and he's a great guy, does very well. I used to talk to him on the phone when he first got started. Hey, and imagine that, about lead capture pages. Had questions, and I made some suggestions early on that he instituted into his program. And then as time went by and he got bigger and bigger, I would email, slow response. Now I got, support system, who the person's running the support system, fantastic. But farther and farther, you get that distance because they're just too big. And this person, by the way, much more, I would say, of a guru than the person that took me off her list. But either way, sometimes you get too big and then you kind of lose your method of how you started. You were grounded, and now all of a sudden you're this big wig. And granted, there's ways to automate stuff and tools, but I never did that. I will email a response personally back. I don't need to hire a support group, and you can make big money not doing that. So anyway, that's kind of my lesson today. Is I'm getting started on business Conversion Pros, and it's going to be all inclusive in all of my sites, and in info.com. I'm going to start building a list there. But Conversion Pros is a great program, and we're going to talk more about it in my next video. But if you're looking for that all-inclusive, landing pages, leads, if you want to order leads, autoresponder, which obviously if you're new, it's kind of a follow-up system. Building a list is something that you'll hear me speak about a lot. I had tons and tons of methods to help build my list. I had some things that didn't go well. We'll get into that in more videos. But anyway, that's kind of it today. So the lesson learned is never remove somebody from your list. That's it. Take care.